Throughout the most recent year, I showed myself information science. I gained from several online assets and examined 6 to 8 hours consistently. All while working for the lowest pay permitted by law at a daycare. My objective was to begin a profession I was enthusiastic about, regardless of my absence of assets. In view of this decision, I have achieved much in the course of the most recent couple of months. I distributed my own site, was posted in a significant online information science production, and was offered grants to a serious software engineering graduate program. In the accompanying article, I offer rules and guidance so you can make your own information science educational program. I want to give others the instruments to start their own instructive excursion, so they can start to move in the direction of an increasingly energetic profession in information science. A snappy note. At the point when I state information science, I am alluding to the assortment of devices that transform information into certifiable activities. These incorporate AI, database advancements, insights, programming, and area-explicit innovations. A couple of assets to begin your excursion. The web is a tumultuous wreckage. Gaining from it can regularly want to drink from the great finish of a fire hose. Source. There are less difficult options that proposal to sort the wreckage for you. Destinations like DataQuest, DataCamp, and Udacity all proposal to show you information science aptitudes. Each making training program that shepherds you from subject to point. Each requires little course anticipating your part. The issue? They cost excessively, they don't show you how to apply ideas in a vocation setting, and they keep you from investigating your own advantages and interests. There are free options like edX and Coursera which offer irregular courses jumping into explicit points. On the off chance that you gain well from recordings or a homeroom setting, these are phenomenal approaches to learn information science. Free online instruction stages. Look at this site for a posting of accessible information science courses. There are additionally a couple of free course educational programs you can utilize. Look at David Venturi's post, or the open-source DS Bosses, a progressively customary instruction plan. In the event that you gain well from perusing, take a gander at the information science without any preparation book. This reading material is a full learning arrangement that can be enhanced with online assets. You can locate the full book on the web or get a physical duplicate from Amazon, $27. These are only a couple of the free assets that give an itemized learning way to information science. There are some more. To more readily comprehend the abilities you have to secure on your instructive excursion, in the following area I detail a more extensive educational plan rule. This is proposed to be elevated level, and not only a rundown of courses to take or books to peruse. An educational plan rule. Information science educational plan rule. Python programming. Writing computer programs is an essential aptitude of information researchers. Get settled with the sentence structure of Python. See how to run a Python program from various perspectives. Jupyter Notepad versus order line versus IDE. I took about a month to audit the Python docs, the Drifter's Manual for Python, and coding difficulties on Code Signal. Clue: listen up for regular critical thinking procedures utilized by developers. Articulated calculations. Measurements and direct variable-based math. An essential for AI and information investigation. In the event that you as of now have a strong comprehension, go through up to 14 days looking over key ideas. Concentrate particularly hard on enlightening insights. Having the option to comprehend an informational collection as an expertise extremely valuable. NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. Figure out how to stack, control, and picture information. Authority of these libraries will be critical to your own tasks. Speedy clue: don't feel like you need to retain each technique or capacity name that accompanies practice. In the event that you overlook, Google it. Look at the Pandas docs, NumPy docs, and Matplotlib instructional exercises. There are better assets out there, yet these are what I utilized. Keep in mind, the main way you will become familiar with these libraries is by utilizing them. AI. Gain proficiency with the hypothesis and use of AI calculations. At that point, apply the ideas you figure out how to certifiable information that you care about. Most fledglings start by working with toy informational indexes from the UCI-ML Storehouse. Play around with the information and experience guided ML instructional exercises. The scikit-learn documentation has brilliant instructional exercises on the use of regular calculations. I additionally saw this web recording as an extraordinary and free instructive asset behind the hypothesis of ML. You can hear it out on your drive or while working out. Creation frameworks. Finding a new line of work implies having the option to take true information and transform it without hesitation. To do this, you should figure out how to utilize a business computational assets to get, change, and procedure information. Amazon Web Administrations, Google Cloud, Microsoft Sky Blue. This is the most undershowed some portion of the information science educational plan. Primarily in light of the fact that the particular instruments you use rely upon the business you are going into. In any case, database control is a necessary range of abilities. You can figure out how to control databases with code on Mode Analytics or Codecademy. You can likewise actualize your own database inexpensively on DigitalOcean. Another regularly required ability is variant control. You can secure this ability effectively by making a GitHub record and utilizing the order line to submit your code day by day. While thinking about what different advances to realize, it is critical to think about your inclinations and interests. For instance, in the event that you are keen on web improvement, at that point investigate the apparatuses utilized by organizations in that industry. Guidance for executing your educational plan. By Ujer Akdemir on Unsplash. 1. Ideas will come at you quicker than you can learn them. There are actually a large number of site pages and gatherings clarifying the utilization of basic information science instruments. Along these lines, it is anything but difficult to get diverted learning on the web. At the point when you begin investigating a theme, you have to hold your objective at the top of the priority list. In the event that you don't, you hazard becoming involved with whatever infectious connection draws your eye. The arrangement: get a decent stockpiling framework to spare intriguing web assets. Along these lines, you can spare material for some other time, and spotlight on the point that is pertinent to you right now. My present Chrome bookmarks bar. In the event that you do this right, you can make an arranged learning way that gives you what you ought to be centered around. You will likewise learn quicker and abstain from being diverted. Cautioning, your perusing rundown will rapidly develop into the hundreds as you investigate new themes that premium you. Try not to stress. This leads us to my second recommendation. 2. Try not to push. It's a long-distance race, not a run. Having a self-propelled instruction can frequently want to attempt to peruse an endless library of information. In case you will be fruitful in information science, you have to think about your instruction as a long-lasting procedure. Simply recall, the way toward learning is its own prize. All through your instructive excursion, you will investigate your inclinations and find progressively about what drives you. The more you find out about yourself, the greater happiness you will escape learning. 3. Learn greater than apply greater than rehash. Try not to make do with simply learning an idea and afterward moving to the following thing. The way toward learning doesn't stop until you can apply an idea to this present reality. By Aleph Vinicius on Unsplash. Only one out of every odd idea needs to have a committed undertaking in your portfolio. In any case, it is critical to remain grounded and recall that you are adapting so you can have an effect on the planet. 4. Fabricate a portfolio. It shows others they can confide in you. Regardless of anything else, incredulity is probably the greatest affliction you will confront when learning information science. This may originate from others, or it might originate from yourself. Your portfolio is your method of indicating the world that you are able and certain about your own aptitudes. Along these lines, assembling a portfolio is the absolute most significant thing you can do while examining information science. A decent portfolio can find you a vocation and make you a progressively certain information researcher. Fill your portfolio with ventures that you are pleased with. Did you assemble your own web application without any preparation? Did you make your own IMDb database? Have you composed a fascinating information investigation of social insurance information? Put it in your portfolio. Simply ensure reviews are discernible, the code is all around reported, and the portfolio itself looks great. https://harrisonjansma.com/file. This is my portfolio. A more straightforward strategy to distribute your portfolio is to make a GitHub store that incorporates an extraordinary README rundown page just as significant venture documents. Here is a tastefully satisfying, yet straightforward, GitHub portfolio. For a further developed portfolio, investigate GitHub.io to have your own free site. Model 5. Information Science plus blank equals an energetic vocation. Fill in the clear. Information science is a lot of apparatuses planned to roll out an improvement on the planet. A few information researchers manufacture PC vision frameworks to analyze clinical pictures, others navigate billions of information sections to discover designs in site client inclinations. The utilizations of information science are interminable, that is the reason it is essential to discover what applications energize you. In the event that you discover themes that you are energetic about, you will be all the more ready to place in the work to make an incredible venture. This prompts my preferred suggestion in this article. At the point when you are learning, keep your eyes open for undertakings or thoughts that energize you. Stefan Steinbauer on Unsplash. When you have invested energy learning, attempt to draw an obvious conclusion. Discover similitudes between ventures that entrance you. At that point, invest some energy investigating ventures that chip away at those kinds of undertakings. When you discover an industry that you are energetic about, make it your objective to gain the abilities and specialized mastery required in that business. On the off chance that you can do this, you will be prepared to turn